Anshika, welcome. That was a great job. I know you had some challenges initially, right?
Yeah.
But how did you get over it? What was the one thing that you felt you did to get over those initial hurdles?
Um, it might have been my parents' motivation because like they wanted me to like be able to do something, and then I kind of got motivated and I want to be my best. Like
Hmm.
I do try to do things and I do get good things, but then if I don't actually put my full potential, then I won't be able to do anything. So that's how
Right.
I.
Gotcha. All right. Tell me, refresh my memory a little bit more about your project.
So it's a game where the player should be starting at the bottom right, and then he goes to at the bottom left, and he goes to the top right, and there's a timer,
Hmm.
and by the timer reaches zero, you should be at the end. So that's how my game is supposed to be functioning. But currently, I'm working on the timer. The timer, as shown in the demo, seems to be working just fine. But I want to add more components to it and maybe see if the timer can run faster. So that's how it'll be more interactive and more fun for the player.
Got it. Okay, good. And how did your mentor support you with that? It sounds like you really had a great mentor.
Yeah, it was really fun. Um like sometimes in the beginning we had challenges cuz I wasn't not exactly once I came late to the meeting or I don't keep track of time and I didn't come to the meetings and I missed a meeting sometimes. So then we
Hmm.
had a few issues with that, collaborating issues. But
Hmm.
then but she was able to keep patient with me, which is what I think I'm thankful for the most, that she was
Hmm.
able to be patient even though I missed a week. She didn't get mad at me. Um,
Hmm.
I tend to get really nervous and flustered when someone's mad because that's
Hmm.
not like my area of expertise on how to deal with those situations. But I'm
Right.
glad that she was able to stay patient with me, even though I was not in like, because okay, so if I miss one meeting, I have to show her 2 weeks of work, and then I would start freaking out about what I'm going to show because I don't know what I'm going to show.
Right.
I have to
Yeah.
do
No,
something.
I get that. Yeah. Um, Tell me a little bit. What was when you look at the project and the time that you spent with in Magic? What was your most exciting part about the experience?
I think it might just be the small victories that I had along the path. Each time I get something right, that was one of my biggest achievements.
Okay. And tell me a little bit about when you first started. I don't know, and I don't remember what was your experience in Steam, but compare when you first started to now. What is your impression of science, technology, engineering, arts, and math?
I think it's still just as hard as it was back then, but
Okay.
I think my view of it was technology is technology, science is science, and they're all separate things. But now, like when I'm doing it, I realize that since I chose to create a game, it isn't something like a website where you would try and read and understanding something. Like if you take like some websites that have information on it, take a COVID-19 website, for example, they have information
Mhm.
on something. But I feel like as a game, I have to understand the user's point of view.
Mhm.
And the mathematics is really important. So the technology and mathematics, they were always related in some way, but in my game, mathematics would have been even like more important than the coding itself. Because I
Sure.
had to get it down to the smallest pixel so that would
Right.
work.
Yeah. No, I get that. So now that you've gone through the magic experience, what would your advice be to another young lady coming into magic?
So I would say that Truth be told, actually, it was my dad who took me into magic. Um, like,
Okay.
because he's the one who entered in me, and I was so shocked I didn't even know about it. So I would
Mhm.
recommend, maybe with someone who's going into magic, maybe the first appearance should tell the child. And if
Okay.
the child is interested enough,
Mhm.
like, he or she should be able to research it. Because I started off with no experience, and I feel like the when I submitted it, I didn't really think about what it could possibly be. I had a 2-week break in December, and I realized I could have spent that time to learn maybe
Mhm.
something to show my mentor even before, so that we would already
Mhm.
have a head start in the game. So maybe something like that, some advice I would give to someone else who started magic, um, review things even before you start.
I see. And with this magic experience, can you tell me, did it have an impression on where you're and what kind of career you might want to think about exploring?
Um, actually, uh, I actually had a call with Miss Rina, and she said no matter what career path I choose, I would always encounter computers.
Mhm.
So I guess my goal is to be a pediatrician. Kind
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I didn't think much about computers because I always thought they were unrelated. When she said that, I didn't even research it yet, but maybe it will help me, like, maybe
Mhm.
even create a website. Like, so now there's COVID-19, and now doctors can't have access to their patients. So if I were an
Mhm.
actual pediatrician right now, maybe the knowledge I have from coding, I can create my own website to interact with my own patients. So
Right. Mhm.
something like that.
Yeah, the idea of telemedicine is actually becoming a big concept given COVID-19, which is where you actually meet with your doctor via um, a conversation or a tool like Zoom or WebEx, and they would actually tell you to do certain things, to do certain tests so that they can interpret those tests for you. So it could be a very good experience for you. And then the last question I have for you, because I know it's getting pretty late, is that with your experience in magic, um, what would be in maybe one sentence, what would be your takeaway in terms of your experience?
Um, no matter how hard it is, you should keep trying because it's going to be worth it in the end. All the pain and suffering will be worth it in the end.
Great. Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Anshika.